You're watching To The Point, and I'm Anjana. Kashyap, a DSP who is from Srinagar, is stripped and lynched. A patriot who stood for the tricolour is killed on the last Jummah of Ramzan. Mirwaiz Umar Farooq, his mosque is the place where this happens. These shameful traitors have done what was never done before. Lynched a patriot from Srinagar. This report and then the debate.
A patriot policeman laid to rest with full honours in the presence of Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mahbooba Mufti.
जो लोगों की हिफाजत के लिए अपना फर्ज अंजाम दे रहा है, उसको इस तरह से मारपीट करके उसको मार देना, इससे बड़ा शर्मनाक वाक़या कोई हो नहीं सकता है। पर जिस वक्त जिस दिन इनके सब्र का पैमाना लबरेज होगा तो मैं समझती हूँ बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगी।
But is condoling his death enough? What about the perpetrators of this heinous crime? Why the silence? Mirwaiz Umar Farooq, the Hurriyat leader, who gave sermons at a mosque barely half an hour after the murder, didn't have a single word for the slain officer. He waited 12 hours to issue a statement Friday morning, which was more trickery with words than a straight condemnation. The separatists said the murder was a brutal reaction to the brutality inflicted on people by the police. The NC came out with the strongest condemnation, hitting out at the Mirwaiz. National Conference's Junaid Mattu called for the stripping off of the Z security given to Mirwaiz. His chief Omar Abdullah tweeted saying people who lynched the DSP should burn in hell. Reactions from Delhi also muted. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi tweeted condemnation, but instead blamed the PDP-BJP alliance for the unrest. He had no comments to offer on the separatists who fueled this violence. Congress's ally, the CPM, even called for talks with the separatists.
It seems that in Kashmir, the government is an utter failure. This is the BJP-PDP government in Kashmir. And because of their policies, today this is the situation in Kashmir that those criminals and those who are targeting Kashmir police have the upper hand.
Subramaniam Swamy, though, minced no words, calling for a dismissal of the Mufti government. His government at the centre was more circumspect.
This government is the most important government. And that it should that Mahbooba will never take action against any militants with a full gusto.
और रमज़ान के इस पाक महीने में इससे बढ़कर और नापाक हरकत क्या हो सकती है? मुझे लगता है कश्मीर के आम आवाम और विशेषकर युवा अब जागरूक हो।
Ayub Pandit was a resident of the locality for years. He was known to people there. His family lived there. But none of it mattered on Thursday when he was mobbed and lynched, with no one stepping in to help.
ये बड़ा स्ट्रेंज है। एक डीएसपी को कम से कम 4 एसएचओस 26 पुलिस वाले साथ होते हैं, जबकि ये खुद डीएसपी है। इसकी 6 होनी चाहिए, 2 गाड़ियां होनी चाहिए थे, 8 पुलिस वाले इसके साथ होने चाहिए थे। ये पुलिस की कमजोरी है जिसने इसको मारने के लिए वहां पर छोड़ दिया।
Pandit's family demands justice. But is justice possible where the administration is even reluctant to name and question his killers? What is stopping them from naming, shaming and calling for action against those who were behind the barbaric lynching of a man who was only doing his duty? It's time they called a spade a spade. With Shujaul Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
But will we do that? Call a spade a spade. We are joined in this debate by BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra, Awami Ittihad Party spokesperson Inamun Nabi, Defence Analyst Brigadier retired V. Mahalingam, former DG J&K Kuldeep Khoda and chairman of K National People's Party and senior Hurriyat leader Syed Salim Gilani. I want to come to you, Sambit Patra, first. What is your government's stand? Has this crime been committed only by the mob there, or do you see this crime as something that was being perpetuated, pre-planned, and then right under Mirwaiz Umar Farooq's nose everything happened and he looked the other way? After 12 hours he comes out saying because of the brutality of police, people behaved like this, justifying it in a way.
No, Anjana, you were absolutely right when you said that we have to call a spade, and this is high time when we do that.
What will you do?
What is the truth in this case?
No,
the truth
even
in
now
this
as we
case,
talk, he enjoys security, sir. He enjoys the government's money.
No, we will.
Even as we talk today.
I'll surely answer that, Anjana, but let me tell you what the ideology behind this is. The ideology behind this is radicalization. The radical Islam that in fact is becoming a great deal of headache across the globe today. We are seeing this in London, we are seeing this in Paris, we are seeing this in Afghanistan, and we are seeing this in Kashmir as well. Remember, in this very mob, that the mob which lynched the respected DSP, this mob is chanting the name of Zakir Musa. They are saying Musa, Musa, Musa Zindabad. And this Zakir Musa had a video which showed that he is calling to fight for Allah in the name of caliphate, just as what is happening in Syria in the name of IS. So naturally we have to fight against this ideology. And well, yes, to your question, what will happen to these separatists? This government is coming very hard on the separatists in a way as seen never before. We have unleashed the NIA behind these separatists only after an expose in your own channel as to how money has been flowing from across the border to these separatists. And today the separatists are being hounded as never before. They have been called to Delhi for questioning, and I'm sure with the report of NIA, we are going to nail the separatists. Every service from these separatists would be withheld. And let me tell you, Anjana, it is only because of the fact that this present day government is a tough government. These separatists are out of their comfort zones, which they enjoyed in the previous government. And that is the reason as to why, out of frustration, they are doing this kind of heinous act that we are seeing today. But I can assure you and the country through your channel that we are not going to leave these hyenas who are destroying the peace in Kashmir.
Inamu Nabi, are you ashamed today that you defended the very pelters who do all this? Look where it's reached. They stripped and then lynched a DSP, a local whose house is merely 3 kilometers from the masjid. Inamu Nabi, can you hear
Anjana,
me?
the circumstances which led to the death of police officer are itself controversial and suspicious.
Oh, you see a controversy in this now?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
You see a controversy in this. What are you alleging? What are you saying? Let's be clear. Let's not mix around and
are you getting my voice?
People. I am. Everyone in the country is getting your voice. What is this new theory of controversies that you are trying to put forth?
Yes, the circumstances, let me complete, ma'am. It is highly condemnable. This is an inhuman act, but simultaneously let me make some important things here, put forth some important things here. The circumstances which led to the death of this police officer is itself an controversial and suspicious. How it is possible that a police officer of having rank of BYSP is roaming in a volatile area at Nauhata without security? Either it is a conspiracy.
Just wait a minute. This particular officer was on access control duty, trying to make sure that none of the suicide bombers or somebody could get in.
Get into the mosque.
One single suicide bomber had gotten, the Eid would have been a sorry sort of an affair. Hundreds of people would have died. Unfortunately, none of you care for the people of J&K. It doesn't matter the time to any of you if people die. And it is you people who allow and who sort of prepare the calendar for Hartal and send it out. Now you are trying to bring out a third theory. What is that theory? Spell it out now.
Please don't sermon us. Don't sermon us. You are enjoying the killing of security forces. It is you, honest comes on the government of India. It is you people who are responsible for all these killings.
What is this you people?
You are playing politics on their dead bodies.
Whose heart is thumping for Mirwais Umar Farooq today?
Prime Minister, there is 72% increase in security forces killing. 37% increase in civilian killings.
Your heart is beating for Mirwais Umar Farooq even today when DSP Ayub has been lynched.
Yes.
It is a sorry state of affairs, Mr. Mahalingam.
Let me bring out some more points. The DGP has brought out 2-3 things. Firstly, he said
Why you are
outside
indulging
people were
Mirwais in
involved.
it?
He has
What
said
Mirwais
that
has to do with it?
some of the
What
people
Mirwais has to do with
involved were close to
What Mirwais
Mirwais.
has to do
Can
with
I
it?
answer
Thirdly, he has
what
said
Mirwais
two
has to
people
do
have
with
been
it?
identified.
Mirwais has
The
nothing to do
Can I
arrested and
answer
the
that
third was
question?
identified. Who
Mirwais
are
has
these
nothing to
people?
do with this
Now
incident.
BJP government and the PDP government will have to investigate it.
Absolutely.
There is no question of this is a security issue
Especially
and there
BJP
is
has
nothing
no
to
right
do
to
with
speak on the
religion
issue.
or anything else.
Today again a Muslim was
There
lynched
is-
in Haryana.
it is a Mirwais
and no
Umar
arrest
Farooq.
has been made till time.
It is in every way
What about
Mirwais
the
Umar
Gadri?
Farooq.
Who lynched
Just a
Ikhlaq in
minute.
Gadri?
Just a minute.
Do we need sermons
Just
from the
a minute,
congregation?
Inam. Just a minute,
Do we
Inam.
need the sermons
The
of the
problem is when you
perpetrators?
speak, you're not
Who
ready to
have
listen.
Can I please come in
This
over here?
masjid-
Can I please come in over here?
Yes, Mr. Patra, go ahead. This masjid, this mosque.
Number one, I
Who's the
believe
Mirwais
this
there?
is
No,
an
you
extreme.
Mosque
you don't have any
Nabi.
moral right to
Can
speak
I
on
can I
issue.
can I please
You don't have-
speak?
you are
Can
enjoying
this
our killings.
can this
You are-
Nabi
you
be
are
quiet for a
celebrating the
while?
deaths. You are
Can this
enjoying our
can this
killings.
traitor be
You are
quiet
playing
for a while?
politics
Mr.
on the
Traitor,
security
don't
forces
shout.
killings.
Mr. Traitor, don't shout.
No, why should I?
Mr.
You don't
Traitor,
have
don't
moral
shout.
right. Have you made any arrests to the lynching
Moral
incident
right,
in Haryana?
Mr.
Have
Traitor,
you made-
who
Mr.
does not accept that he's an Indian. He says he's a Pakistani and he's shouting at me. Who are you, Mr. Traitor, to shout at me?
You are
Keep
Adam
quiet
Kaur,
and sit down in a corner.
Kapan
Let
Chor.
me speak.
You have designed this lynching.
My
Who
God,
lynched
look at this
who
Pakistani.
lynched
How
Ikhlaq
dare he
in
speak
Dadri?
like this?
Who
Mr.
lynched
Traitor,
Ikhlaq in
Mr.
Dadri?
Gaddar, don't
Who
shout.
lynched Ikhlaq
Mr.
in
Gaddar,
Dadri?
be quiet.
Inam,
इंडिया
Inam,
का
please
खाते
wait
हैं,
for your
पाकिस्तान
turn.
का गाते हैं, फिर यहाँ चिल्लाते
Inam,
हैं.
please wait for
शांति
your
से
turn.
बैठिए.
Inam, please wait
बैठिए
for your
चुपचाप.
turn.
Honest comes on you.
चुपचाप
Inam,
बैठिए.
please wait for your turn.
चुपचाप बैठिए, शांति से बैठिए. हल्ला मत मचाए. To lower
Yes, we
down the
have-
fader of this man, Anjana.
Yes, yes, we have.
This person will not allow others to speak.
Mr. Patra.
Anjana, we have to understand one thing. We should not trivialize this very serious issue by unnecessarily bringing in the issue of Gorakshak into this debate. For God's sake, we have to be very serious because these are serious changes
Yes.
happening in Kashmir. Number two, when you say, I mean, when Nabi was pointing out that please don't bring Mirwais Omar Farooq into this debate, he has contradicted himself. Initially, he began by saying, what was the business of this deputy superintendent of police to go to a volatile area without security? So this is the volatile area, in charge of which is Mirwais Omar Farooq himself.
Yes.
He is the one who sermons in
He
this
is
masjid. So
he
you
is the
say
one
that
who
this is a volatile
sermons
area.
in this mosque.
Exactly.
Yes.
He is the one who heads that masjid.
And he carried
you
on
say
with
that this
the
is a
sermon.
volatile area, and that is the reason as to why Mirwais Omar Farooq is the one who is responsible. And people like Nabi, they are the ones who are destroying the fabric of peace in Jammu and Kashmir, and people like Nabi and others have to be taken to task. The government is doing so.
Absolutely.
The larger question over here is, what? Look at this left party and the Congress.
Fabric of the
Look,
country.
again the traitor
You have
starts
history.
shouting,
Who demolished
Mr.
Babri
Traitor,
Masjid? Who
Mr.
killed
Traitor,
Ikhlaq? Who
Mr.
lynched
Traitor,
Ikhlaq?
Mr.
Who
Traitor,
lynched
don't
today?
shout.
Junaid
Pack your
Haryana.
bag and leave for
You
Pakistan
have-
after the
you
show.
have-
Backpacking
You are-
करिए.
I think
आपको
we should
पाकिस्तान
change his
जाना
name
है.
today and we should say Inamun Nabi spokesperson Mirwais Umar Farooq. Let's put the volume down and
Yeah,
let's
no,
tell
we should call him
Inamun
Mr.
Nabi.
Gaddar, spokesperson
Mr.
of
Inamun
Pakistan.
Nabi, let me
We should
give
call
you
him
some
Mr.
facts now.
Gaddar,
Please decrease his
spokesperson of
volume because he's
Pakistan.
in the habit of speaking more and listening less. Inamun Nabi, today you're exposing a situation where you seem to be the spokesperson for Mirwais Umar Farooq. Now get some facts straight before you start the screaming all over again. Please listen. This mosque that we are talking about, and Ayub, the DSP, he lived just 3 kilometers away. He was a local. How would this local officer even imagine or think that the very people of that locality are going to become such monsters and lynch him in the open? Number two, this Mirwais Umar Farooq is the one who issues sermons in this mosque. He has accountability for this entire place. It's his people who do that. And how can you justify? Look at these visuals. After the lynching, this man went on passing his sermons. And a whole festival was organized there. Sermons. After a man was lynched there, a local was lynched there. What have you reduced Kashmir to? And today you become the spokesperson for Mirwais Umar Farooq. It's absolutely shameful. It's absolutely shameful. I want to go to Sayyid Salim Gilani, who has joined us. Unfortunately, there's some problem in the audio there. Inamun Nabi, now that we've told you how it's linked to Mirwais Umar Farooq, it's shameful that people like you are defending him. Please understand. You defended the stone pelters. Now you're confronted with a situation, Mahalingam, Brigadier, where these very stone pelters are actually attacking the Kashmiri cops, trying to scare them, and that is why, Brigadier, it's become a very big question.
Absolutely, it is because of these people who are sponsoring them. These are the people who are receiving money from across the border and giving it to these people to carry out all these issues. That is precisely the reason why these people are carrying out. With the Farooq, he came out of the mosque, and at that time a lynching had taken place. He didn't have the courtesy to come out and make a statement and tell the people that it is wrong. It is wrong to kill a Kashmiri, wrong to kill a policeman who was doing a very important job. Had he not done his job and had a sort of a suicide bomber entered, there would have been a massacre there. All this did not matter to Farooq. And the problem is, these people enjoy tremendous amount of security. Unfortunately, the governments, both at the center and the state, are taking so much of time to review the security for these people. The people who are dying, the people who are supporting the country are dying because of lack of security. And these people who are continuously vying the government and saying against the government, they are enjoying security. Where is the logic? This must be done away with. And I will make a specific request to Mr. Sambit Patra. This is a matter you must bring it to the notice of the government, and these people deserve no sympathy or security.
And absolutely, Sambit, I want to add to that ultimately, if you analyze this entire situation, the failing of leadership, the failing of a government which is in control, is actually responsible for the dying of these cops. How can we imagine a situation where a cop is openly lynched, his body is there, dragged for 300 meters. It's only in the morning when his family calls up and says that the DSP has not reached home, that he is identified. This situation, it's complete apathy. The government is just not in control there. How will you handle this situation? Hurriyats are that is why they're turning such an ugly face and defiantly, brazenly doing such things.
Anjana, first let me tell you, both yours as well as Brigadier Mahalingam's anger is absolutely justified, and my anger echoes along with your anger and millions of Indians' anger. And I can assure you, Brigadier Mahalingam, you are an extremely respected person, and since you have made a call that there should be no security or comfort given to such anti-nationals as the separatists, I can assure you the government is on its way to see to it that these people are made to suffer, and that is the reason as to why the NIA is going into the deep roots of these separatists. And very soon, when the NIA submits its report, we will have the truth in front of us, and we will see to it that these people are made to suffer. I can promise you that.
Okay,
I
fine.
can assure you that.
Before we slip into a break, fine, sir, I'll come to you. Before we slip into a break, Iman, I have an honest question for you. Please face this question. Don't run away from it. I just want you to speak 2 lines on DSP Ayub. What would your 2 lines for DSP Ayub be? Let's see what you think of such patriots who stand up for the tricolour and who are lynched and killed by these traitors. Let's see 2 lines for DSP Ayub.
It is highly uncondemnable, inhuman act.
No, 2 lines for DSP Ayub.
He is known for his honesty.
Speak about him, yes.
And no one can justify this killing, this inhuman act.
No, but you
yes,
say...
I am telling you the same. I said highly condemnable.
No, but people like you defend these stone pelters. Aren't you responsible?
No one can justify this inhuman act.
Do you understand what you're saying? Inam, you defend these stone pelters.
Madam, I am asking the state government to investigate, to probe.
No, you defend these stone pelters.
He was there without security. There is a controversy.
There is no controversy. He was there to give his access duty. He was instructed by the police headquarters to
in
go
which
there.
He died is controversial and
no. So these stone pelters that you defend are actually killers.
Why he was alone then?
So then say.
For security
now, Munabi, that these stone pelters that you defend are actually killers.
Madam, I am asking you why he was alone.
Anjana, I have only 1 line to say. The point is,
whosoever has killed him, he is a killer.
Daughter, who is studying in
Anjana, can I please come in?
She had
please allow me to come in over here.
the Eid with this particular officer. And what did she, instead of celebrating Eid, she is now witnessing a father having been lynched.
What do you have to do? You don't have any moral right to speak on issue.
Absolutely.
Honor comes on you.
Is all sympathy dead?
Why this?
Inam, is all sympathy dead? We have to slip into a break, Sambit. We'll take your response to that after a short break. Is all sympathy dead? But beyond sympathy, please understand, every time you defend these stone pelters, they have now turned into killers that even you cannot stop. And then you come out saying, and what is right in front? A lynched cop. You're not ready to talk about him, but you're talking about some controversy which you've concocted in your brain. Kuldeep Khoda, former DG Jammu and Kashmir, joins me. Kuldeep Khoda, I want you, sir, to respond to what Inamu Nabi is alleging. He says there's a controversy. There was no security for DSP Ayub, and that is why everything happened in the way it did. Mr. Khoda.
No, we don't have to look at the incident in isolation.
Yes.
Post Burhanwani, there has been series of incidents where the security forces have been targeted, and particularly the J&K police personnel. This is because the J&K police has been backbone of the anti-militancy operations, and it is because of the J&K police that other security forces have been also able to achieve tremendous results during past several years of dealing with terrorism. Now, it's a well thought of strategy on part of Pakistan and the ISI that to make J&K police ineffective, and also at the same time launch the attacks on the border through B8 BAT team and other things.
Yes.
And also launch a social media propaganda which mostly originates from Pakistan to make the situation boil here in Kashmir. Now, with all this thing in view, the response from our state has to be very effective and immediate. We cannot allow the situation to deteriorate and slide further. And in this backdrop, the security grid and the political grid have to be functional on same wavelength. And the results have to be obtained very quickly. And that calls for some sort of clear thinking, change of strategy, and a clear-cut standing operative procedure, what we call SOP, to be laid down for the functioning of the police as well as the paramilitary forces.
Yes, sir.
Now this, like, yeah, absolutely. And we have seen on the election day, the CRPF men were heckled.
Yes.
And this has been followed by a series of incidents later on also after that, whereby the mobs have generally felt that they are very secure in taking on the security forces, and they can do it with immunity.
Yes.
Now we have to deal with it very effectively.
Yes, very effectively.
And things are very clear.
Brigadier Malingam, I want to end it with you, sir, because ultimately, be it Captain Umar Fayaz, be it SHO Dar, or now DSP Ayub, this is becoming quite habitual now. How do we counter this? What should our strategy be? We can't tell them don't go out on duty because already the precautions are being taken. They're in plain clothes.
See, the point is, the army in 1990, when I was a brigade commander in the valley, the first brigade to be inducted into the valley, we started off with cordon and search operations.
Yes.
And it was an inconvenient thing both for the troops as well as to the citizens, because long hours of cordon and long hours of search. I'm afraid you have nothing else to do but to go in for this till such time situation stabilizes. And there is a need for the people of Kashmir to realize as to what is happening. And only then, it is only with the help of the people of Jammu and Kashmir and constructive operations by the army continuously. This question of withdrawing the army or the question of AF, Armed Forces Special Powers being withdrawn, these things are hogwash. This must be stopped.
Absolutely, a very challenging situation there. But yes, a failing leadership doesn't help at all.